Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Welcome to this special edition of Talkin and Grubbin. And I'm here to continue my Championship Sunday preview. But now let's switch it over to the NFC Championship matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. These are the two best teams in the NFC facing off in Philly as they both try to fight to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Now, this is the matchup we've all been looking forward to all season long. Is finally here. You know, this is the matchup every NFL fan has been hyped up for to see who's the best in the NFC. Now, the Eagles, they got off to a hot start at the beginning of the season. They stumbled a little down the stretch due to injuries. 49ers, they had struggled for a while, but then at the midpoint of the season, especially after the Christian McCaffrey trade, they took off and they've been hot ever since. So let's get into it with the matchup, starting with the quarterbacks. San Francisco 49ers, they've been anchored by Brock Purdy, who's been anything but Mr. Irrelevant. You know, they've been undefeated ever since he's been the starting quarterback as he took over for Trey Lance and Jimmy G as they ended up, gone for the season due to season-ending injuries. Now, he's had a great playoff so far. He's had 19 completions on 29 attempts, 546 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 24 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown, a 109.9 rating, and a 74.6 QBR. Very impressive for a rookie. Now, on the flip side, you got Jalen Hurt, who I definitely think should be an MVP candidate this season, as he had a tremendous regular season. And he definitely had a great game against the Giants in the divisional round last week, as he had 16 completions on 24 attempts, 154 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, 34 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. He also had a 66.7 completion percentage, a 112.2 rating, and an 84.0 rating. So, man, both of these young quarterbacks have been very impressive so far. They've had great seasons. You know, Purdy is definitely showing even though he's a rookie, he's showing everybody he's not a rookie, if you know what I mean. And Jalen Hurts definitely had an MVP caliber year. But both these teams definitely have some weapons that can put up points, also can get some big catches, and also can come through in the clutch. For the 49ers, you know, they traded for Christian McCaffrey mid-season from the Panthers, and he's definitely paid dividends for them. He's had a great playoff so far. He's had 154 rushing yards, a rushing touchdown on 6.2 yards per carry. Also, they have Deebo Samuel, who I like to call the Swiss Army knife. He's the only running back I've ever seen. Wide receiver I've ever seen to play like a running back. And he's had a great postseason so far. He's had 178 receiving yards on 16 targets, 10 receptions, 19 carries, 1 receiving touchdown, as well as 43 rushing yards. Also, the veteran tight end, George Kittle, he's been doing his thing so far in the playoffs. He has 132 receiving yards on 7 targets, 7 receptions. Now, on the flip side for the Eagles, they're coming with a high-powered offense as well, with the running back Miles Sanders, who's a Pro Bowler this season. He had 90 rushing yards, 0 touchdowns, and 5.3 yards per carry against the Giants last week in their divisional round game. But the unsung hero of that game was Kenneth Gainwell, as he had a career day against the Giants in that game. He had 112 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, 9 receiving yards on 9.3 yards per carry. Also, the tight end Dallas Goedert, he had a pretty nice game against the Giants with 58 receiving yards on 5 targets on 5 receptions and 1 touchdown. Now, Hurts' main go-to guy, A.J. Brown, who's definitely been a beast ever since they traded for him from the Titans in the offseason, even though he didn't have a great game against the Giants here in the divisional round, but they didn't really need him to because everyone else was balling. He only had 22 receiving yards on 6 targets and 0 touchdowns. But, hey, he can definitely make your life miserable you know, if he gets the ball from Hurts, and he can definitely make some yards after the catch, and he's definitely a great red zone target, well, red zone guy for, Jalen Hurts. But like I said, both these teams have great offenses. They can run the ball. They have receivers that can catch the ball. They have some pretty good tight end play. And also, these teams definitely have some great offensive lines, especially some great veterans on their offensive lines. You know, the 49ers, they've got the veteran Trent Williams. On the flip side for the Eagles, they have the veteran, Jason Kelce, brother of Travis Kelce, of course. So, you know, both these defenses are going to have their work cut out for them in this NFC championship game. And speaking of the defenses, both these teams definitely have some great defenses. They're aggressive. They know how to get pressure on the quarterback. They know how to get after the quarterback, force turnovers, and plus force the quarterback into some decisions he doesn't want to make. And the 49ers definitely have the best, if not one of the best defenses in the NFL, and it's anchored by the Pro Bowlers, Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. So far in the playoffs, they are third in yards allowed at 307 yards. They're second in turnovers with a +3 turnover ratio. They have 4 turnovers total. Also, they're tied for fourth in sacks with 4 sacks, and they are holding opponents to only 17 points per game. Now, on the flip side for the Eagles, they've got a hell of a defense as well that's anchored by Javon Hargrave and Josh Sweat, both Pro Bowlers as well. So far in the playoffs, they are first in yards allowed with 227. They are third in sacks, also 6 in turnovers, and they're holding opponents to only 7 points. Now, here's my prediction. This is going to be a great game. This is going to be a battle. I don't see no blowout here. If it's a blowout, I'll be very surprised because both these teams are the best in the NFC. So this is going to be a grind, a battle. It may come down to who has the ball last, or it might get decided in overtime. But, hey, this is a matchup I'm definitely excited for. This is the matchup I wanted to see. I know y'all wanted to see. So this game is not going to disappoint. It's going to be very close. But, you know, the 49ers are hot, and also they've been great on the road. Matter of fact, I said it earlier in the season during one of my live streams that I think this is the only team I would trust to go into Philly and get a road win against the Eagles, and that's where I'm predicting. I predict that the 49ers will go into Philly and win on the road and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. All right, good people, that's my NFC Championship preview. Make sure you stay tuned for my live streams as I give the live reaction and commentary for the NFC Championship game and the AFC Championship game. And also, I will be live for Super Bowl 57 on February 12th. So until then, y'all have a good one. Love y'all to life. Salute. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe box, click the notification bell, and click all so you don't miss no videos or live streams from me. Also, like, comment, and share the video.